Hey kiddos, my name is Miss Hope, and I'm so excited that you're joining me for Preschool Junction at home this week. Today I'm going to read you the story of the Emmaus disciples from Luke chapter 24. On the day that Jesus rose from the dead, 2 of Jesus' disciples were walking to a village called Emmaus. The 2 disciples were talking about everything that had happened. As they talked, Jesus came and began to walk with them, but the disciples did not recognize him. Jesus asked the disciples, "What are you talking about?" The disciples stopped walking and they looked sad. One of the disciples, Cleopas, answered, "Are you the only one in Jerusalem who hasn't heard what happened?" "What happened?" Jesus asked. So they told him, "Jesus of Nazareth was a prophet. He was powerful when he acted and spoke before God and all the people." The religious leaders handed Jesus over to be sentenced to death, and they nailed him to a cross. We had hoped he was the one who would set Israel free. It's the 3rd day since these things happened. Early this morning, some women went to the tomb and did not find Jesus' body. Instead, they saw angels who told them that Jesus is alive. Some of our friends went to the tomb and they also saw that the tomb was empty. Jesus said, "You are foolish not to believe what the prophets said. Isn't this what had to happen to the Messiah?" Then, beginning with Moses and the prophets, Jesus explained to them what all the scriptures said about him. Here you can see Jesus walking with the disciples on the way to Emmaus. So that eventually they arrived. They arrived at Emmaus and they asked Jesus to stay with them for dinner. So Jesus joined them at the dinner table. He took the bread and he thanked God for it, and he broke it into pieces. Then he gave the pieces to the disciples, and right away the men recognized Jesus. But Jesus immediately disappeared from their sight. The 2 disciples thought about their walk to Emmaus. They said, "When Jesus talked to us on the road and explained the scriptures, didn't our hearts feel like they were on fire?" The disciples immediately left Emmaus and went back to Jerusalem. They told the others what had happened. The 11 had news for them. Jesus had appeared to Simon Peter, and Jesus was alive. So you see, kiddos, the Bible is all about Jesus. When Adam and Eve sinned, God began working out his plan to send Jesus to rescue people from their sin. All of the Old Testament points forward to Jesus' life, his death, and his resurrection, the time when Jesus would bring God's promised salvation for sinners. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this week, and we hope to see you soon.